Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good day, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you, man. Hope everybody's doing well. It's Wednesday, baby. It's hump day, you know. We got it. We're halfway there, halfway to the weekend, man. Keep on grinding. It'll be here before you know it. We got day 2 of West of Loathing. Yesterday was a fun day, man. It's such a chill. Those are such chill vibes, you know, playing the Loathing games. They're a lot of fun. They're funny, and you know, RPGs. So you can't hate on that. You know, it's good times. But of course, what we gotta do before we get into the gaming stuff is doing what we do every morning. Getting into video gaming news. So let's take a dive into the world of video games and see what the world has in store for us here. Yeah, first and foremost, this is what we're listening to this morning. Bullets per minute. Amazing, well, that was weird. Amazing roguelite FPS rhythm-based game. Indie dev too. Very cool stuff. And the soundtrack is dope, man. So all the way around, awesome title. And highly recommend, so go check it out. Cool. Go ahead and kill this music. Let's get into the news. See what we got. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, man. So I think we're all pretty sure that we'll be getting into some Redfall news again this morning. With it releasing yesterday, news was pretty bad on the front of how people were feeling about the game so far. Metacritic reviewing it across platforms in the low 60s. It's pretty brutal. I've got an VOD out on YouTube taken out from our news segment yesterday regarding everything we went over in yesterday's news segment regarding Redfall's release and how it wasn't all that surprising to me. I don't think most of us should really be. This is an unfortunate thing. I think we're getting to the point where we're more surprised nowadays whenever a AAA game that is heavily marketed and hyped up comes to release and feels good. It's a very unfortunate thing, but I think that's just the reality of the AAA space nowadays. We've gotten to a point where more often than not, games that come out AAA, they just don't deliver on the promises, man. And so more often than not, we're not really surprised at the fact that either they perform like crap or their content's lackluster or it's a combination of both. So I don't know. I wasn't surprised at yesterday's news, and we'll keep track throughout the week, see how it continues to do. I don't know. It's funny that it seems like a breath of fresh air whenever we actually have a game from AAA studios anymore that releases and feels good. And it's I think part of this right now has to do with the fact that the first of this year has been really brutal. So it's probably got, you know, it feels a little bit more like it. But I mean, it's been like this for a while in the industry, you know. So I don't know. But let's see what else we can find. We know we'll be hitting on that for sure. First wave of Xbox Game Pass May 2023 titles announced. Let's go. Yeah, we've touched enough on this. I'm not going to hit on this right now. If we get anything new on the front of the Activision Blizzard acquisition by Microsoft, you know, I'll dive into it. But right now, we're really pretty current on that. We already hit on this, yeah. Meta's gonna have a showcase specifically for their Quest hardware. Dude, I have got an eyelash issue this morning. I'm in stun lock status almost, man. It's pretty brutal. Hopefully it'll get resolved shortly, but man, it's really got me jacked up. Sorry, guys. We already hit on this. It's gonna be popping off right at the beginning of June, where a lot of other big showcases are happening for the video gaming industry and stuff, and I'm sure we'll see what we get from that in about a month. What is this? Game Pass gives subscribers 5 2-week trials to hand out. Interesting. Yeah, that's the same thing we just hit on. Bro, how are they? How are they gonna have an article promoting Game Pass and put Redfall on there? I don't think that's where most people are looking to hit up Game Pass at right now for Redfall. You know, I mean, look, to be fair, I would say at this point, if you're really interested in playing Redfall, you should be playing it probably on a subscription service, not paying full price for it. That's for sure. So, but I don't think there are a lot of people that are like, "Ooh, I need Game Pass so I can play Redfall." After everything we've seen of it so far. Yeah, we've already hit on this too. That was like days ago. Is Redfall the worst video game in 2023? No. I would say right now Jedi Survivor is. Here's why. At least you can play Redfall. Is the content fairly bad? It seems like, yeah. From what I understand, the content's pretty not good. But at least you can play it. What game recently came out that you can't even hardly, play and appreciate the content because the performance is so bad? Jedi Survivor. I am always going to say that a game is worse if the performance is worse. I'm sorry, but there's no I don't feel like anybody can argue that either. If you can't actually get a taste of what the content has to offer because the game performs so absolutely terrible. Davey, what's up, my friend? How are you? I know who you are, dude. I know who you are, Davey. Trying to change names on me, buddy. What's up, man? How you been? um, that's one of those things where I feel like you can't. It's just that's a really hard thing to argue. If you can't taste the content because the performance is so bad, it's hard to say that a game that is just bad because the content's bad is worse. At least you can actually play it. Been busy working in gaming. Word, dude. Yeah. Well, I hope all has been well, man. Yeah, hadn't seen you in a while. Hadn't seen you, man. But I'm glad everything is Okay, dude. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, man. Cool. All right. Moving on here. But I mean, look, we want to get down to like they want to say is Redfall the worst video game in 2023? We can point out all kinds of games. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, dude. Yeah, right on. Awesome. Cool, man. What games you been playing? Um, so the plague on the industry that I mean we've been dealing with for a long time with the AAA nasty releases and everything has been in full effect at the beginning of this year. And you want to say the worst video game so far of 2023? I mean, it's a grab bag, dude. There are so many terrible releases at the beginning of this year. I mean, it would be really, really hard to narrow down which one was the worst. Right now, I would say that Jedi Survivor is probably right there at the top of that list, though. RDR2, I was just talking about wanting to play that. Oh, nice, dude. Fallen Order as well. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I have RDR2, and I've never played it. I bought it at the end of last year, and I really want to play it. So, who knows? We might get it in sometime before long, man. That's cool, man. It's supposed to be. I mean, I loved the first RDR, and haven't had a chance to dive into the second one. So hopefully before long I will. But we'll see. There's so many games, dude. Sunshine Shuffle gets a Switch and PC release date. What is this? We've already hit on that. Marvel's Midnight Suns has now canceled their Switch launch. No longer coming to Switch. That's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's supposed to be a really good game, actually. It didn't sell very well, but it's supposed to be a really good game. But it's probably large in part because, I mean, it's so hard to take some of these games that aren't specifically being created for the Switch that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to bring it to the Switch also. The Switch's hardware is just not up to par for a lot of that. Having to, you know, really take a piece of software that you're going to have to significantly downgrade to get onto that platform isn't, it looks like anyway, is not quite often going to be worth for a lot of developers. I would say, I mean, the same thing like Genshin Impact. They've been supposed to be putting that on Switch forever. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. All right, let's go to our other search. Oh yeah, dude. Sure. Yeah, all platforms. Absolutely. Yeah. Random mode time. That's a terrible random mode. Jeez, man. Phil's birthday, man. Not for me, but maybe somebody else in the community. You know, we'll have to see if it's somebody's birthday. Nice, nice. Yeah, we've got that up. We'll talk about it. The dawn of bad video game adaptations are upon us. Meh. We saw the trailer recently for the new Twisted Metal adaptation. It actually looked like it could be kind of cool. But there's something like, I don't know, man. Like there are some that I hear about being turned into shows, and I'm like, oh, that seems weird. Out of all the games that are out there, like Gran Turismo, you know, it's like, okay, not that it won't be good, but it's not one of those ones that I would see and go, oh, that absolutely it makes sense to turn that into an adaptation, you know. And it was also kind of a weird thing for Twisted Metal. I'm not gonna lie. Twisted Metal's a game that hasn't been around for a long time now. But what I was saying is, like, if the show's good, hopefully it will get Twisted Metal back into you know being developed as a modern title. 'Cause Twisted Metal was a lot of fun. That game was awesome back in the day. What is this? Okay. So Game Pass titles for console, PC, cloud have been dated. Take a look at that. We talked about this yesterday, and I mean, I've been talking about the Mortal Kombat 12 stuff for a while. It was like unofficially known that Mortal Kombat 12 was going to be coming our way, right? I mean, um, it was inevitable, really. Just knowing that the other two long running main, competitors to Mortal Kombat in the fighting genre of video games have new games coming out officially in Street Fighter 6, which will be here in next month, and then Tekken 8 later this year. It wasn't crazy to think that Mortal Kombat 12 was going to be here sooner rather than later, and we'd had some cryptic stuff come out from Ed Boon out of NetherRealm Studios, and yeah, so basically we've gotten a bit of some kind of more official news out. There's no dates or anything yet, but it does look like Mortal Kombat 12 is absolutely on its way. Star Wars Jedi Survivors on sale barely a week after release. Let's look at this. Oh yeah, man, we touched on this yesterday. Yeah, the new so Tears of the Kingdom's already apparently it we hit on a news article yesterday that it seemed that there might have already be a version of Tears of the Kingdom that had gotten pushed out as an emulated game on PC, and it is absolutely looking that way. As good as Nintendo usually does of keeping that kind of stuff in house, and games from not being leaked and everything before uh, release dates. Um, yeah, it's looking like it's out there. So if you're planning on playing that game, just I mean, as is the norm with big hyped up titles, and as they get closer to their release date, be very careful. If you're out there digging around on the internet, and you quite potentially could come across some information that would be spoilery and stuff about the game. And if you don't want that, you just need to be very careful. Hmm. Phoenix Labs, developer of Dauntless, suffers layoffs. Fortnite rumor claims Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse collaboration is coming. 16 minutes of PC gameplay footage from the Invincible, really? Huh. Diablo 4 has an option to skip the whole campaign. Is that after you've already beat it once or what? We'll find out. This is one of those things that quite often in RPGs and in these types of RPGs anyways, where you're going to end up, devoted players end up playing through the game numerous times. Different seasons and you know, as new content gets added in or whatever, just to try new characters or what have you. It does get really, really brutal and repetitive to have to run through the campaign stuff over and over and over and over again when it's just the same thing. Now there are some ferret, bro. If you put your credit card into the phone, is that what you meant? Put your credit card into the phone, then you can skip the pay to automatically win the campaign. Is that what that is? Obviously, they want you to experience the campaign first and foremost when playing the game initially, and that is the way, in my opinion, it should be. Yo, Tony plays. Thanks for the follow, friendo. What's up, man? Happy Wednesday. And I also feel like in a lot of games, like you talk about a game like Path of Exile, where you've got hardcore mode, right? They get different seasons going. You've got hardcore characters where if they die, they're done forever. You shouldn't be able to skip the campaign stuff, in my opinion. If you're playing hardcore, you need to be playing from the get-go. You need to be playing the entire game. You shouldn't be able to skip content if you're playing hardcore. You need to be able to prove that you can get through all the content of the game without skipping anything. But if you're just playing the regular base game and you're just doing the same thing you've done with other characters numerous times or whatever, and you know, I feel like that's absolutely something you should have the option of doing. But we'll take a look and see what they're doing here with D4. Yo, Ferret. Yeah, hard. That is one of those, dude. That game, hard. I've tried hardcore numerous times, and it. I just didn't have enough time to put into like learning the game enough to get really good. I mean, you've got to be super knowledgeable on that game, to be able to move through hard. There are so many brutal things that you have to be aware of and just avoid in that game, until maybe you're ready to address, like, oh god, dude, it's and like, because there's so many effects that go on in that game too, and there's so many monsters you come across with different kinds of buffs and debuffs on them and things like that. If you don't know the like absolute intricacies of everything that game has to offer, then you just can't really do hardcore, dude. And that was, I mean, I like hardcore too. I like the difficulty, I like difficult stuff, and I have like over 1,200 hours in that game, but I still didn't have the knowledge necessary, man. I just didn't have it. I mean, I got through, like, you know, I got into the in game stuff sometimes with the hardcore, but bro, I didn't last very long in end game. Hey, man, I got a question for you. Reject, what's up, dude? What's up? Thoughts on playing Grounded, dude? Because I know that Mithril and Pinky apparently are down to do some co-op Grounded stuff moving forward. Reject, what's up, buddy? Happy Wednesday, man. And I know that you've played that game. So, but I didn't know. That's not a big deal, dude. I mean, we'll absolutely troll you for it, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, dude. I was just throwing it around. I mean, anybody else as well. I mean, it's one of those things we've been talking here lately about playing the game. Um, I've heard really good things about it. Mithril been bringing up, it'd be a cool thing to play. Pinky's played it, I know a little bit. And I was talking to Syek. Syek was saying that I don't know. I brought it up to Syke because Syke plays games with us sometimes, but he's been really busy here lately, and I didn't know how interested he sounded. I just know that we've got one spot open, and we're probably going to play it on the weekends. Oh yeah. Well, and that's one of the things is that I'll be playing it as a first playthrough and stuff. So while we'll be doing multiplayer, I would obviously prefer to not have as much of the experience spoiled as possible, even though we'll be playing it in multiplayer, as much as that can be done. You know what I mean? But it just depends on how we would be able to get that done without things being spoiled or whatever. But most of the time, the people that I'm cool with playing games with in the community, and most people in this community understand that concept, and they're good about that. But yeah, I mean, I've never played it at all, so it would be like starting from scratch, brand new playthrough, and just playing on the weekends mainly. So I didn't know if you'd be interested. I just knew that you'd play the game, and I thought I'd throw it out there. So something to toss around, dude, and see if you're interested in playing moving forward. Yeah. So there's Mithril right there. There's Mithril. Yo, Mithril, check it out, dude. Hey, man, check this out. See that, dude? See that? Huh. Well, what do you see there, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. No worries. Yeah, I mean, it's something that whoever's going to plan on playing together and stuff, we'll just have to figure it out. And, you know, there just might be some of those. Whoever's going to play together, there's probably going to be times where it'll only be like two of us in there or three of us in there or whatever. Yeah, that's like what Mithril's been telling me. It's an easy game to just drop in and out of. Well, I mean, Ferret's played it, dude. Ferret's played it. So I don't know how much he's played co-op or anything, but he's definitely got some experience in the game. You can see right here, dude. He's got achievements, dude. He's got achievements in the game. You've only played co-op, right on. So, yeah, I don't know. Just figured I would throw that out there. Um, so I just knew that you had played it, and I thought maybe you'd be interested in playing with some of us and everything too. So we'll figure it out though. But yo, by the way, the reason I went ahead and picked it up was because last night, as I was working on some content and stuff, I noticed that it's actually on sale on Steam right now. It's on sale on Steam right now. 25% off. So if anybody is actually interested in owning the game outright, then it's on sale on Steam. Sick, man. Yeah. I mean, I knew you already had it. But I just figured that since we were talking about it, I would bring it up. I didn't even know it was on sale until and it's just funny that we had been talking about it. We had been talking about it, and I noticed last night that, and it's only like for just over one more day. It was just like a 2-day thing here or whatever, where the game was going to be on sale, I think. But I saw it was like 25% off, and I was like, well, I might as well just go ahead and grab it if we're talking about potentially playing it. So it should be fun. We'll get in there and have some fun with it. So we'll talk about that moving forward. Let's finish getting our articles pulled up, and then we'll look up some reviews on a couple of games here before we dive into all of these articles. Yeah, parrying is a good thing to learn in most games that incorporate it as a mechanic. You know. No, what? Oh, no Payday Mobile, dude. I need Payday 3. What is this? I'll read about it. Payday 2 was so good. Payday 2 was so good. I didn't even know they were making a mobile game. But I know Payday 3 is supposed to be hitting at some point this year. And I'm so excited about that. All right, let's we'll keep these as our articles for today. Let's go ahead and just take a quick peek here. Age of Wonders 4. This game looks really good. It looks pretty cool. It just dropped yesterday. Looks like it's at 79% positive of over 1,300 reviews right now. Tinwin will probably drop in today and let us know. I think Tinwin's been playing it. 5.3 hours right here. Let's see. The bad water gameplay is lacking. Faction diversity watered down by customization. Tome faction thematics are not all complete. Enchantment upkeep campaign is marred by RNG and not coherent. No item crafting. The good combat is engaging and better than ever. Diverse options of units outside of cultures. Sieges are great additions. City management improved. RMG is a powerful tool. And toggleable? Yes. Okay. We'll probably get something in there from Tinwin too. Once Tinwin hops in here, I'm sure we'll hear something. I love being a gamer in 2023. Every single effing game is broken at launch. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about the game not feeling good right now. So look up the Metacritic on it right now. PC, okay, 83, 83. For 16 critic over 16 critic reviews, high of a 95. Let's see, high of a 95, low of a 70. 1 second, guys. Unacceptable! My bad. That was a fat finger there, but everybody should be awake now. So, sorry guys. Looking like so far critic reviews are enjoying Age of Wonders 4. Cool, cool. Sorry, I was hearing weird things, man. I think we're all right though. Yeah. All right, let's take a look at good old Redfall now. Let's see what's up with Redfall. We've talked and said this before. Companies charging 70 for new games because they claim increased cost of development doesn't feel justified with all the broken crap we've been getting. No, dude. Yo, you're such a hater, bro. You just wish that you could grow your hair all pretty like this, dude. Such a hater. You just wish you had pretty hair, dude. You know? And no to that too, Mithril. Uh-uh. I love this. I love doing what I do. Uh-uh. I've had plenty of real jobs, dude. I've had some of the realest jobs, man. I'm good. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I knew what you were doing. I was just gonna address it like that though. Um, that is a lie, dude. I started growing my hair at the end of last year. You're such a liar. Shut up. Um, that made me think. Oh, I did, Ferret. Yeah, yeah. I've got like clairvoyance for what's going to be coming through in chat. You know, I can see it before it happens. When I lived in a surfer town, I had my hair down to my butt, no barber. Dude, we've got community members with really long hair. Like Pinky's got long hair. Um, Sykes got long hair. You know, we got a hairy community, dude. The Offspring is a great band. You know, dude, he's got a. I'm pretty sure he has a degree from Harvard or something like that. The military cut back to the city. Yeah, I had to have a military cut for way too long, so that's one of those reasons I normally, even whenever I have my hair like short on the sides, I'll still have like quite a good amount of hair on top, dude. I don't like the short stuff, man. It's not my jam. It's just not. So I don't know. I've never like grown my hair to my shoulders, and I'm trying to stick with it right now. So I've had my hair like this, about this long before, maybe a little bit shorter, but um, I'm really trying to stick with it, man. I just want to. I'm not. I don't want to like let it get down to my butt. I'm not trying to wipe with my hair. You know what I mean? But I do. I do want to let it get down to like my shoulders. I've never had my hair down to my shoulders, so I just want to let it get down there and chill. Just let it be there for a bit. You know, do something different. A mid spike, yeah, yeah. I've had like, oh man, I've had all kinds of different haircuts and stuff, but yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, you know, you know how I like it. You know how I like it. um, yo, wait, what were we talking about? Yo, so fair to what you were saying before, dude. Um, Companies charging 70 for a new game because they claim increased cost of development doesn't feel justified. All the broken crap we've been getting. Here, dude, I got you, man. I got you. So there's a. I clipped this out of our news segment yesterday. Um, it literally. I mean, you'll be able to see this. This was just made public. Last night. It was clipped out of yesterday's news segment. But here you go, dude. This is literally what you're talking about. I've started doing more of this kind of stuff instead of just like I'm still posting all of the entire news segments too, but I'm starting to like take some of the more important things that we talk about each day that I think are really pertinent and cut them out of the news segment and post them as individual VODs also. So I mean, this is exactly what you're talking about, dude. Devs want more money for bigger budgets, but are serving us crap games. You know what I mean? It's like that's literally like what you're getting at right now. I mean, we talk about it a lot too, but I go in depth right there on my sentiments in regards to that particular situation. You know, um, well, yeah, yeah, and I mean, dude, I say that a lot too for games that um And yo, by the way, that article that we read in that link right there, what got me on that topic yesterday is a very well written article by an individual by the name of Stacy Henley, and it's a very well written article, and it allowed me to really elaborate on a lot of different aspects of the way I feel in regards to that part of the industry right now. And I like to name drop individuals where we come across articles in the news segment that are very well written. I don't I don't know that individual. I don't know that I've ever read another article from Stacy, but just so everybody knows that article was a great article, and I've kind of put that individual's name in my head. So be on the lookout for anything out around the gaming industry that's written by Stacy, because that was a greatly fleshed out idea, and very well written article. um, yeah. So I mean, yeah. So with the, okay, quality releases happening. Starfield next from Bethesda. What's the chances? So I mean, I've said this for a long time about Starfield. I'm not hyped about Starfield, and I don't think there are a ton of people outside of like the Bethesda super Bethesda fan base that are really hyped about it. There are a lot of people that are anticipating it more, right? Which is where I'm at. I am anticipating the release, not because I'm psyched up to play the game, but because I want to see what the game releases like. I mean, we all know that Bethesda is like notorious for their buggy game. I mean, there's a reason why Todd Howard, I always call him Hod Towered, but Todd Howard has turned into like a meme, right? It just works. It just works. But I mean, Bethesda games traditionally and almost always are just super buggy. And can some of that stuff sometimes be funny? Yeah, but a lot of times it's also very immersion ruining and molding to deal with, and really bad on release too, right? Um, I really don't think I don't see that happening, Ferret. Yeah, dude, I just talked about that yesterday too, though. Don't worry, the modders will fix it. That's an unfortunate result of having a really good community behind us as gamers. We've got a lot of really intelligent people that are devoted to wanting to still be able to play content in games that perform like crap. And so they take the time to fix the things the developers don't want to fix. And it's awesome because it allows people to actually be able to play the games quite often, but it also it quite often gives the developers an out, if you know what I mean. It'll make them feel like they don't need to go ahead and fix the game anymore. So you'll see modders come out with things that will fix the game and make it much more playable and feel like the game should have felt when it released. And then the developer themselves will just sit back and go, "Oh well, we don't need to fix it anymore," you know. Um, yeah, yeah. Timlin linked that for us. It was a couple days ago. If you look at the very end of the news segment on like May 1st, I think it was May 1st. The very last thing we look at on May 1st was that. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a comma. It was a misspell. It wasn't a comma. It was a misspell. It was tether and tether. So it was a misspell. Yeah. It was wild. It wasn't even a comma. It was a misspell. They misspelled tether. And the game still ran. That was the crazy thing. It was like the engine just totally disregarded the misspelled word. So the AI in the game was just wonky because one of the references, the reference like to tether was just totally disregarded. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was really wild. Um, so I don't know. The modding community is amazing. We love the modders in the gaming community, and they do a great job. Uh, uh, Quality of life stuff and helping games perform better and stuff. But dude, they also make it to where a lot of developers feel like they don't. I mean, dude, that's basically what happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate for PC. Square Enix still hasn't fixed that game. If you guys didn't know it, that's a year and a half later from that game being ported to PC. They still haven't fixed it. From what I understand, I check back in on it every once in a while. They still haven't fixed it. The modding community fixed it, and so Square Enix is just like, well, whatever. We'll just leave it the way it is. It's things like that. It's just kind of gross and it's unfortunate, So I'm not going to pay them for that game. They don't deserve my money for that. I'm glad that the mods fixed it so that people that did spend money on the game are able to play it, but it sucks that Square made money on it, it's terrible. It's really gross, man. So yeah, dude, I grew up playing, the Elder Scrolls games and Fallout games and stuff and I love them too, man. But I don't think anybody will also really argue with the fact that Bethesda over the past half decade have seen some decline. I mean, you talk about things like especially taking a look at what they've done with like a game like Fallout 76, that was pretty gross. And so I think the anticipation back to that whole thing, I think the anticipation coming from Starfield is it going to be very Bethesda and just be riddled with buggy, weird stuff that ruins immersion all the time? And is it going to fill Bethesda? And is it going to, are they going to be continuing that downward trend we've seen from them here lately? Or are they going to be getting back into the good graces of some, of the gaming community with a solid release? I think that's where a lot of the anticipation comes in. Like I said, again, obviously, there are a lot of people that are big Bethesda fans that are really hyped about this, but I'm sorry, man. The whole like Todd Howard, it just works thing, that's not gonna fly anymore for me, man. It's just not. It's a great meme, and I love using the meme. But as far as it goes for being applicable in the Bethesda games anymore, no. I'm not gonna be able to just be okay with that, Yeah, dude. Well, that's like whenever Skyrim first came out. I think they patched it out, but when Skyrim first came out, there was a way to make some stupid OP equipment. I can't remember even what it was anymore, but it was insane, dude. It was insane. And you could just like basically you had to get your skill level to a certain point, and then you could make this like really, really dumb OP equipment where it was like nothing could hurt you, and you just basically went through slaughtering everything in like one hit. It was really, really dumb. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. I mean, Bethesda games across the board have been a fantastic part of gaming for a very long time. But it does feel like they started slipping a bit here over the past half decade or so, and I think people want to see them get back. I would love to see them get back in the good graces of people. With a solid release here. Slipoy Sniper. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm just gonna call you Sniper. Sniper, no sniping. All right. I'm sorry. I had to. Doing well, good, man. Good. I mean, so really, I mean, here's the deal. This is like the only. This is the only thing we know right now. The last big thing, really, that Microsoft, is kind of banking on. Microsoft, Xbox, they have not had a big title. They haven't had much over the past like year to year and a half, right? No, I haven't. I haven't. There's a girl on social on like YouTube, like some social media and stuff though. This sounds just like Dora, and dude, should be like yelling out Dora stuff all the time. Like her cat's like slapping her in the face and stuff. Have you seen that one? Oh, put it in Discord, dude. Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know. Xbox desperately needs a solid title to come. I mean, they had Hi-Fi Rush, right, and that was fantastic. Again, Hi-Fi Rush, my game of the year right now, and that's great. But in comparison to what they, I mean, that's a long stretch, man, for not a whole lot of notable stuff to be hitting and proprietary first party titles and stuff like that. Um, it's been a bit dull on that front for Microsoft and Xbox here lately, and obviously they were banking big on Redfall, which we're about to look up. They were banking big on Redfall, and they marketed that game up very heavily, and I mean we can see what's going on with that right now. It's not a good look. So I think that they need Starfield to do very well. They need that. There, the thing is that like Game Pass is still doing very well, right? Yeah, yeah. Thanks, Ferret. Nice, dude. Nice. Appreciate it, buddy. Game Pass is like actually up on subscriptions, but like their hardware and software sales are down, and it's probably large in part because they don't have anything out there right now that's really prompting people to buy in. And by the way, their Game Pass stuff, their subscribers on Game Pass are more heavily tilted towards PC than they are even the console side of things. So I think you're starting to see this, you know, separation of what Xbox is bringing to the table as far as the console world, and I don't know if they're wanting to remain competitive, and yeah, I mean they've got to get on the ball, man. They've got to bring some new content. And again, the whole Tango thing, and I'll say this, Tango, I've been really impressed with that. I've loved them since the Evil Within stuff, right? No, man, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. Sorry, dude. Sorry, man. Nope, can't do that. Sorry, buddy. Best of luck to you, man. But no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Thanks, Ferret. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here. Um. Sorry, Sniper. Yeah, can't help you out there, buddy. I would say nobody in this community is probably going to do that for you, man. I would just go ahead and say that anybody in this community, um, that's not gonna we're not gonna be able to help you out with that, man. I'm sorry. Um, sorry, man. Sorry. Let's take a look at take a look at this. Redfall. See where we're at with Redfall now. So almost to 1,000 user reviews at this point with a 31. So literally, it hasn't changed since yesterday. They've got about double the reviews they had yesterday, and it's still at about the same exact review rate. So it's pretty brutal. Yeah, somebody right here saying like $30, maybe a fair price, $30 for what it is. You know. Pretty rough. And, to that effect of what Mithril was saying about playing things on Game Pass, look, man, I mean, I advise people to do that kind of thing all the time. For games that I think people should not be spending money on, you take things like I've talked about Gotham Knights, games that just feel and I mean, and this is just perception because I didn't play Gotham Knights, but I didn't play Gotham Knights because of everything I found out about the game, and it really turned me off about it, right? But for I'll promote that kind of viewpoint in like, if you're really interested in playing a game like that we know has performance issues and we know has content issues and bad writing and is frame locked and there's just so many things about those games that we know are not um very good. I try to promote and say like, look, if anybody's out there that's really interested in playing that game, then try to play it on like a subscription service or something. Don't pay money for that game don't go pay full price for that game or whatever. Try to play it and test it out, see how you feel about it on a subscription service first. Again, just because a game reviews a certain way doesn't mean that's going to be everybody's experience, right? Absolutely, we're all different. We all have preferences as far as what we're going to find fun or not fun, and about game content aside from just like maybe performance issues or whatever. But ultimately, I think there's this big glaring issue nowadays in the gaming industry of where if we know a game is undeserving consensus of being purchased, if that developer is undeserving of that money, but you're still kind of interested in giving it a shot and trying it out, maybe try it out on a subscription service rather than paying full price for that game. See if you can find it on a subscription service or something and try it out that way. At least it's not quite as bad as just dumping $70 on purchasing the game or whatever. Not that all games hit subscription services, but at least it's something there. Grounded, baby, grounded. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun playing some grounded. Yeah, I mean, this that request in chat. Yo, Ferret, thanks for throwing that tag on there, dude. Those are sketchy situations, so just try to Be very careful about that kind of stuff. Try to be very careful, man. Yeah. You did solid, brother. Thank you. But let's see if Redfall's changed at all in here. Oh, dude, PC's even gone down. Oh, look at the user scores. Oh my god. Oh my god. We knew they weren't going to be good, right? Let's be honest. We knew they weren't going to be good, dude. Oh yikers. So Metascore has actually come down. Yesterday, Metascore on PC was at a 62, I think it was. Xbox Series X, I think, was a 64. User scores weren't out yet. They weren't letting user scores hit quite yet. Yeah, talking about getting right again, man. I mean, I put an article up yesterday about Redfall 2, and my sentiments about what we now know, as opposed to like what I was seeing the entire time. You know, we talked a lot about Redfall yesterday, so I'm not going to go into big detail. I'll link this for you guys. For anybody that didn't see our spiel on talking about Redfall yesterday, I cut that out from our news segment. That's up on YouTube as well. So it's I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time today, but I'm going to continue to watch this a little bit and just look at. I think at this point, it's not going to do much better. This is that terrible situation of the marketing ploy. You can't tell me that like they really thought this was going to be a solid thing, right? Everything I saw leading up, everything that they were giving us, gameplay videos and stuff, is like, dude, I don't see it. I don't see anything in here that makes this look good to me. I don't. And then the more we found out about things that were kind of indicators as to, oh, dude, this is really not looking great, And here we are. It's one of those things that I've been surprised in the past with like Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart's one of those games where I was like, dude, I don't know that this is going to be very good. It's been delayed a number of times, things like that. And apparently it turned out to be a pretty solid title. But those kinds of situations tend to be few and far between for me. Usually whenever I'm following a game through its later development stages and I'm seeing a bunch of kind of like red flags, if you will, about how it's looking, there are a lot of indicators that it's potentially going to be not very good. It usually pans out to be pretty suboptimal, not great. Yeah, Atomic Heart ended up being pretty well reviewed. Agreed. It's got a lot of criticism around it too. Basically what Atomic Heart is like a modern kind of BioShock. I think the disappointment there. I don't think it really brought anything unique to the table. I think that's where a lot of people. It was. I think for a lot of people, it was a lot of fun. It was a game that felt pretty good on release, and it was a pretty fun time. But for people that were looking for anything more out of it, like something unique from it or anything like that, they didn't get that. And then there's also those people that are going to kind of knock it because there were some ties to the company that backed that title. Has ties to the Russian state, and we looked into that stuff, and it was like, so potentially the money being made off of that was also being funneled into what could be thought of as or could have potentially been being funneled in to support the war against Ukraine. So there was a lot of like kind of sketchy stuff. People were upset about the potential of that stuff going on and stuff. So there were going to be bad reviews on that side. And so, but overall, I think just gameplay experience for what the game offered and as a piece of entertainment, I think a lot of people enjoyed it, which was good. I always want games to be good. It just, I think, probably about 9 times out of 10, whenever I see a game through the late development stages, what they're bringing to the table, and I see, for those games where I see indicators that I'm like, this might be worth waiting on and stuff, usually that comes to fruition. It was like, well, I'm glad we waited, because usually those games end up having bad performance issues, or they just don't have great content, or what have you, right? But here's the Metacritic, dude. Just pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. Let's get into all of this stuff now. Let's go. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is on sale barely a week after release. I mean, look, dude, they should be giving this away. They should refund everybody's money that pre-ordered it and bought it on release, and then they should just give the game away. I go into detail. Like, I'm at the point where I'm really of the mindset that it feels bad that there are so many AAA developers that they're pushing these games out knowing they're going to be pieces of crap, right? They push these games out knowing they're going to have a lot of issues. So they market the crap out of them too. They market the crap out of these games. They push them out knowing there's no way they don't know. For some of these titles, there's no way they don't know that on all platforms or one platform or another, they're going to have significant issues, but they push it out anyways. And for a lot of people that buy, it's not all that easy to just like get your money back or whatever. When ultimately that product does not meet the expectations of the consumer, especially in regards to what was promised by the developer, and ultimately a business selling a faulty product should be required to refund it, in my opinion. Now, you talk about like on PC, like on Steam and stuff like that. If you only have like so many hours, I can't remember exactly what the TOS is on that, but if you only have so many hours into it or whatever, you can refund. But it's not that way for everybody on all platforms either, especially like on console. Console, dude, you buy, you're locked in most of the time. So console owners can buy the action adventure sequel for $10 cheaper on Amazon. Though Respawn Entertainment's gargantuan Metroidvania Star Wars Jedi Survivor was only released a few days ago on April 28th. $70 game. It's a Metroidvania? This game is considered a Metroidvania? Really? The $70 game is already $10 off. So really what this game is selling at what full price should be. Yeah, I didn't think this game was considered a Metroidvania, dude. This is like an action adventure RPG, more like take like Star Wars Souls-like, right? Yeah, it's got a little bit of some platforming stuff to it, but it's like 3D platformer action adventure Star Wars Souls-like game. Yeah. I didn't know it had any kind of Metroidvania stuff to it. Yeah. Okay. Amazon recently added a sneaky apply $10 coupon box you can click while purchasing physical copies for and online. Let's be real honest here, though. There's no way this game should have sold at $70 in the first place anyways. So basically what they're doing is they're selling this game at what it should have retailed for in the first place anyways, which is $60, which is what has been the going price for games forever. And there wasn't any need for the prices to raise to $70 in the first place. I've talked about it enough. I'm not going to go into any kind of detail right now about that unless anybody needs to hear my side of it. There's plenty of videos out there on our YouTube page as well about my sentiments on that. So the $10 coupon also applies to the $90 deluxe version, but strangely not to the Xbox Series X copy, which is instead listed at a 7% discount of $83. To incense gaming device loyalists even further, there are no discounts listed for any of Amazon digital codes of the game. This will again disappoint PC players. I don't think it should disappoint anybody. I don't think anybody should buy it. I don't think anybody should buy it. Nobody should be buying this game. Nobody should be buying this game, by the way. Nobody. If you have bought this game, you should be refunding this game. Nobody should be buying it. Everybody should be refunding. I've actually been pretty happy to see some stuff. I'll say this. I've had some comments here lately on some of the YouTube videos coming out of the news segments, and I've been getting comments where people are going, I haven't been buying AAA games for 5 to 10 years now. And, things like that, or it's like, I haven't been playing AAA games for 5 years. I haven't bought them for 10 years, stuff like that. Or I haven't been paying, I haven't bought AAA games for so long now. And anybody that is buying AAA games still after, all of us getting duped for so long should, that's your own fault for still buying into this kind of stuff, rather than waiting for reviews and everything. And dude, I agree in that sentiment. I talked about this in one of those segments I put up yesterday, but this is the hype machine, right? They do this, they market, they spend almost as much, if not the same amount sometimes, if not maybe more sometimes, but at least as much in the marketing side of these AAA games than they even do developing the game itself, right? So they're just hyping up the game as much as they possibly can, and then it releases as a piece of trash. They've been doing this to us forever now, and people, until people quit buying into that, until people quit paying money for that, it's just going to keep happening. But I will say that it's been very refreshing to see some of these comments coming out from people in these videos that I've been posting, where they're like, because that's the kind of the awareness I'm trying to raise to people, and that's why I don't buy into a lot of it, especially the ones that I see those flags on those games where I see, those indicators that go, oh, there's probably some bad stuff going to be happening with this game on release because of things that I've followed through the development process. It's like, maybe you guys should wait and take a look at what the game has to offer on release before you decide to spend money on it. I say that stuff to people all the time. That's another thing a lot of people have been saying. Well, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, whether you're talking about pre-ordering or you're talking about buying it on release or whatever, that all of that plays together, right? All of that's basically the same thing. They play the pre-order stuff real hard too. It's like, we'll pre-order and we'll give you a little frog pet and you can name it Zippy, and it'll let you pet its tongue. So it's like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, it's all played into the same thing, and that's a big part of it. They want people pre-ordering the games, and that's where they put those little incentives in there. If you pre-order, we'll give you a discount. We'll give you a discount. We'll give you the season pass at a $10 discount over what you would be able to get all the DLC for, that's going to drop over the next year. Instead of just having all that DLC, it's all basically ready for the game already anyways, right? But that's the play for more money too. And I mean, but until people quit buying into that stuff, I think it just depends on where you buy it from, man. You know. Yeah, I used to do a lot of pre-orders too. And I'll say this: the last pre-order I did was actually Hogwarts Legacy, and I really wanted to wait on Hogwarts Legacy. I did, but there were a lot of people in this community that wanted to see me play it on release, and so I went ahead and I pre-ordered it and I got it. I bought it, and I had it ready for playing it as soon as I could whenever it released, and I got bit and I got bit. It was terrible on PC. It was a brutal thing to play, and it was just another example of why I don't normally do that stuff anymore. You know, there are certain companies, like I'll tell you what, dude. Tango, a company like a developer like Tango GameWorks, I'd have no issue pre-ordering a game from them right now. Everything I've seen from Tango over the entire development process of their games, the releases of their games and everything, I would have no issue right now pre-ordering a game from them. But pre-ordering a game from somebody like on PC from software, no way. Avalanche, no way. You know, there's so many developers that there's absolutely Tecmo, no way. You know, there's just a ton out there. You know, PC on the PC side of things, especially that there's just absolutely no flipping way I would pre-order a game or even buy it on launch day. You know, I would wait and see. You know, now it'll be Arcane, Respawn. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's so many, dude. There's so many that you can't trust. It's much harder. It seems like to pick out the AAA developers that you still can trust. You know, Capcom I think is still doing a pretty solid job. Capcom, Tango. I mean, we might have to make a list, dude. We might have to sit here one day and make a tier list. You know, don't trust and trust. I guarantee you the don't trust is going to be really, really long, and the trust is going to be fairly short, at least for me. And yeah, I think the refund thing is just going to depend on like what platform you're buying it off of. You know, there are going to be different terms according to you know, is it physical? Is it digital? Did you use the key if it's digital? Did you play it? How long did you play it? That's a Steam thing, right? Did you open it if it's a physical copy? There's all kinds of things that go into it, right? On a pre-order after the game is officially released. Yeah, I mean that all plays in there. Yeah, it just depends. I think there's a lot of it just depends. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yo, my advice here is don't buy this flipping game. Don't feed this scummy company any more than they've already been fed. We're talking about EA as a publisher, right? And Respawn as the developer. They can both get wrecked, and they don't deserve any money. Okay, so in my opinion, this is the way I kind of address these things too. It's kind of like I've had a lot of people go, "Yo, you should play Cyberpunk now that it's better." I still don't want to pay money for Cyberpunk to play that game because I don't feel like CDPR deserves my money for releasing that game the way they released that game. I don't care at what price point I'm able to buy that game at. That is the way that I address these situations now. I don't feel like I can, you know, be at peace with the notion of paying money to CDPR for a game at all that was such an absolute piece of trash that they duped so many people with, you know? No Man's Sky is kind of the same thing. And dude, I mean, look, I tout No Man's Sky quite often because they are an example of something you don't see very often in the gaming world anymore. In the fact that they have put out so much new content for that game and they never charge anything for it outside of just buying the base game. You never have to pay anything over buying the base game. And that base game and No Man's Sky goes on sale all the time for $30 across all platforms. $30 all the time. And I'm really interested in playing it. But so I tout that, but I have a really hard time, dude. I just have a really hard time looking at those companies and going, and look, there's something to be said for the company sticking by their product, and I will absolutely say that for like No Man's Sky, and it's Hello Games, right? Hello Games, isn't that who that is? Uh, God, is that right? I think that's who that is. Um, I'll have to look it up. Can anybody confirm that? They, you know, they were upset with themselves with what they did there. They stuck by it, and they wanted to make sure that people were going to be able to experience that game the way they meant for that game to be experienced. And good for them. And they've continued to stick by that game. They've continued to add new content to that game. And they've never made anybody pay anything over just what the base game cost, right? Hello Games is the publisher. Okay. No, they're the dev, dog. That's what I thought. I thought they were like Hello Games. Yeah, right there. Yeah, they're the dev and the publisher. Right, right. That's what I thought. Okay. So I don't know. I have a really hard time. I have a really hard time wanting to spend money on games at all. And it's not like my opinion of a developer can't change over time. You know, like I mean, I'm actually pretty inclined to try No Man's Sky, and especially like at a $30 price point with all the content that's been added to that game at this point. And in my eyes, they've redeemed themselves. You know, CDPR is kind of a different story for me. CDPR, I need to see more from CDPR moving forward. I won't play a game on release. I don't want to pay them any money right now. Um, After everything that I saw out of The Witcher 3 whenever I played it last year, out of how buggy that game was, and then knowing how bad Cyberpunk was on release too, I feel like that's a company that tries to just get away with as much as they can get away with, not polishing a game up. And for me, that's just gross. I feel like they've been very fortunate to be as successful as they are right now with how kind of janky their games have been. And not that there's not great content, you know, but that doesn't make up for bad performance in games and stuff like that too. So like somebody like CDPR, I don't even want to be like messing with their games at all right now. Until I see something moving forward from a company like that shows me that they're like changing their ways and trying to be better. I mean, even with their Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition that came out for like, what was it? They came out with the Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition for like the new consoles, and it got upgraded for the PC versions and everything too. And it was a hot flipping mess, man. It was a hot mess. It's like they just constantly are pushing out terrible performing products, man. And for that, it just makes me not want to give them any money, you know. Um, well, yeah, I mean, whatever the case may be, yeah, I mean, whether you're talking about a game that releases and is just terrible performance wise, or it doesn't follow through with content they're telling you it's going to contain, none of that's acceptable, right? And you're not wrong there, Ferret. It was that game was just very, very, very shallow compared to what we were being told the game was going to consist of, right? No doubt. I remember. I didn't play it. I wanted to. I was really hyped about trying to play that game on release, but I'm so glad I didn't. Um, and yeah, that was a big part of it for them. It was just really shallow. It didn't have near the content that it was supposed to have. Everything they were talking about that was going to be in the game, it just wasn't there. And that's no better than a game that comes out that's just performs like crap. Either way, whatever. They're both terrible. Neither one should happen, right? Both of them are marketing ploys to get people to buy into a game that's not going to deliver in some form or fashion. Yeah. So they're both just gross. Don't buy this game, please. Please don't buy this game. I don't care if you get a discount on it. Don't buy this. They don't deserve this money. People are emulating the new Zelda game on PC a week before its official release. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has leaked with early copies being sold and PC emulation leading to live streams on platforms like Twitch. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of the biggest game releases for 2023, with a Nintendo Switch exclusive set to launch globally on May 12th. As a direct sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the hype is huge for this one, and that excitement has filtered into the emulation and hacking space. Yeah. We read about the fact that this was actually kind of taking place yesterday. No secret that Breath of the Wild was hacked and quickly became playable on PC after its 2017 debut, where in a few short years we've seen several videos of the game running in 4K and even 8K, custom ray tracing mods, with physical copies of the game being sold in some markets. The question of whether or not Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will be hacked or emulated when it launches has been answered with a resounding, "Oh, it'll be online before then." Although the popular Switch emulator, Ryujinx, has been shown running the game on PC with a frame rate of somewhere between 20 to 30 frames, the platform maintains a strict anti-piracy stance alongside fellow Switch emulator Yuzu. So any sort of official support or performance tweaks won't arrive until after the game debuts. Of course, having the game leak like this before the launch, digital copies of the game are floating around the internet, isn't ideal, especially for Nintendo. People are taking every streaming platform to showcase The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom gameplay, with Nintendo working frantically to shut down these leaks on Twitch, Discord, Kick, and Trovo as soon as they appear. Not to mention screenshots and video clips popping up on social platforms worldwide. It's a messy situation. There have been even been clips of some attempting to play the game on a Steam Deck. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the most popular games of all time. Its sequel has been mostly shrouded in mystery in terms of content. It isn't a surprise to see piracy at this sort of level, but still, it's disheartening to see the Tears of the Kingdom discourse shift from the upcoming Switch launch to rampant PC piracy and emulation. Yeah, look, man, I mean, I talk about this a lot. I'm not a fan of this kind of stuff. Piracy, dude, emulation of modern games on modern hardware. If you want to call the Switch still modern hardware, it's their latest hardware. It's not healthy for the industry, and this is a tough thing to kind of juggle here because we talk a lot about the industry getting over on us with. Oh man, sorry. All the monetization stuff and making us pay more than they should, give us bad releases and stuff like that, but ultimately, I don't feel like the answer is to go out and do unhealthy things in response, like, pirate games and emulate games for modern hardware and modern consoles. That's not the answer. That's like responding back to bad with bad, right? And I don't see that being the correct answer to promote a more healthy industry all the way around. So obviously, emulators are a fantastic thing. They are so pivotal and critical in us to maintain video gaming history, which a lot of these developers care not about, especially Nintendo. But to take these kinds of games that developers are trying to release for the industry and for people to be circumventing, trying to keep the industry healthy by paying for modern hardware and pay for good video games, right? Let's be very clear here, for good video games. that's unfortunate. That's not good for the industry, man. So we could go back and forth about this kind of thing forever because we've felt cheated, right? And in response, we try to cheat them. A lot of people do, anyways, and it's this real bad back and forth of like, a relationship between us as the consumer and the developers of video games that has disintegrated to a large extent over a period of time here. And I think that in order to rebuild it, there needs to be things done on both sides. Obviously, we need to quit having developers just continually drop trash products on us. And we also need to quit, trying to steal information from these companies about games, steal their games from them, and things of that nature. There's a lot of things that need to change on the front for a more healthy gaming environment and industry and community all the way around, in my opinion. Phoenix Labs, developer of Dauntless, suffers layoffs. All right. Dauntless developer Phoenix Labs has confirmed that 9% of the studio has been laid off. Comes after the studio's management purchased Phoenix Labs from Garena, a Singaporean game company, that originally acquired the studio back in 2020. So Dauntless recently reached 30 million players. Phoenix Labs previously said they had 10 titles in different stages of development. LinkedIn lists Phoenix Labs employee count at 308, which suggests that roughly 30 people were impacted by the layoff. Phoenix Labs said the reason for the layoffs is to focus on fewer development projects. We recently evaluated all ongoing development projects within the company to determine our strongest path in terms of success and sustainability. As a result of that evolution, we felt the best way forward for the company was to focus on fewer development projects. This renewed focus offers the best opportunity for the success of Fae Farm and Dauntless, as well as the remaining unannounced titles in our portfolio. Speaking of Polygon, Phoenix Labs said, as part of the reorganization, we worked diligently to find new assignments for as many employees as possible. While we succeeded in reassigning many people, there were cases where we had to part ways with some talented folks. In total, 9% of our total employees have been affected, including some out of Montreal and some working remotely in the U.S. In addition to severance and benefits coverage extensions, we've offered assistance for job placement in an effort to ease transition for all affected employees. Yeah. Dude, there's been so many layoffs here recently. I mean, we could go on and on and on. We've talked about a lot of them in the news segments previously, but here's another one, man. Phoenix Labs, some layoffs as well. If you need more, here you go. Fortnite rumor claims Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collaboration is coming. So for all of our Fortnite fans and players, when Fortnite Chapter 4 Season 3 drops, it looks like players will have new Spider-Man themed content to enjoy. According to reliable Fortnite leaker HypeX, Epic Games is working on collaboration that will include multiple new skins, pickaxes, back blings, and an emote. The leaker assumes that Miles Morales will be one of those skins, and the collaboration will be a tie-in with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The movie is set to release in theaters on June 2nd, which happens to be the exact same day the current season is expected to come to an end. As with any rumor, readers are advised to take this with a grain of salt, pending an official announcement. This individual, HypeX, has proven very reliable in the past, but it's still nothing official, okay? But it's probably pretty solid, meaning this will come. Yeah. If you need more, here you go. Well, let's save that for the end of this real quick. D4 has an option to skip the whole campaign. When D4 releases, players will have an option that allows them to skip over the entire campaign. A button for the feature could be seen in a new video released by Blizzard and was first noticed by Twitter user at DatMod. Dude, DatMods. I know DatMods, dude. Not like personally or anything, but DatMods is dude. You want to talk about somebody that knows what the crap they're doing in like ARPG dungeon crawlers like Diablo, Path of Exile and stuff? You should check out DatMods. So, we were talking earlier about like the hardcore stuff. This dude's got he's got it down. I'm not kidding. Cool individual too. I'll promote the crap out of Dat Mods. Cool dude, funny guy. Really, really, really talented at playing those kinds of games, man. I used to watch Dat Mods a bit, man, and really, really good at like the hardcore modes. He's got a Twitch channel and everything. So that's Dat Mods' like platform. He does Twitch and he's got yeah, cool. Very good at doing like Diablo games, Path of Exile, stuff like that. Members of the D4 development team then chimed in to confirm that the feature will be available, but it will also require that players complete the campaign once before it gets unlocked. After that, players will be able to skip the campaign for subsequent characters. There you go. See, that's what I was talking about before. At creation or anytime after, according to lead quest designer Don Adams. Yeah, so this is something that in these types of games you really want to see. People that play these games on the constant, you're usually having to go through iterations of new character creations, especially when you start talking about seasons being incorporated and stuff like that. If you've ever gone through the entire campaign before, you don't normally want to have to do it again. But there are going to be exceptions to that fact. Like if there's hardcore characters that you can be made in the game that if they die, they're done forever or whatever for these seasons, then you wouldn't want to be able to skip the campaign content. Hardcore characters, traditionally, you're going to want to have to make everybody play through all content to ensure that they know what they're doing to get through the entire game and in-game as well, right? Players that skip the campaign right from the start will see that character at level 1 with the story quest completed and predetermined set of waypoints unlocked and access to mounts and whispers of the dead. Players will have to determine for themselves if skipping the campaign is worth the trade-off in lost experience. But Adam says that ultimately we determined that access to all the side content plus Whispers of the Dead will be enough to level efficiently. Global Community Development Director Adam Fletcher also confirmed that this will not be a paid feature. It shouldn't be, as has been the case for games like Destiny 2. It truly is unlocked for anyone to use after the first time the campaign has been cleared, and players will have the ability to play up to whatever part in the campaign they wish before they choose the option. At the end of the day, players will have to decide for themselves when and if they decide to skip the campaign, but it definitely seems like a welcome quality of life option. A lot of players reacted positively to the announcement, how it will end up saving them time, with the game set to release on June 6th. Buzz surrounding D4 seems to be quite positive and improving by the day. With the game's open beta server slam set to take place on May 12th. It'll be interesting to see if that positive buzz continues. Yeah, people are enjoying D4 right now, it seems. They've already done a lot of balancing from the first beta tests that popped off. They've got the server slam coming up, and they're getting really prepared for this. It hurts not diving into D4 with early Blizzard games being such a huge part of me being a gamer. Warcraft and Starcraft, Diablo 1 and 2, and World of Warcraft, all the way through the first 2 expansions and everything. But this is not, we talk a lot about not buying into companies that you feel like aren't worth buying into anymore, man. And that's Blizzard for me. They lost me at D3. Then as a lot of the stuff finding out about their the way they were managing their company and treating their employees, and then the Diablo Immortal thing was kind of it for me. Diablo Immortal was just gross, pay to win. I can't. It was just too much, man. For a development company that I fell in love with whenever I was young, and to see them turn into what they've turned into is just that was kind of the last kind of straw for me right there, the Diablo Immortal stuff. So for the time being, I've kind of personally decided to boycott them and not play their games. But it hurts, dude. I'm not gonna lie. D4 looks cool, and I'm relying on a lot of our community members to let me know how they feel about the game, because there are a lot of community members that are playing the game, and I hope it's very good. It does seem like they're kind of getting back to what made D1 and D2, especially like ambiance wise and environment wise, universe wise, so great. And I hope so. Go Necromancer, by the way. All right. I'm glad they're doing this too. This is great. Payday Crime War is now open for pre-registrations for Android. Payday 3 win though. Payday Crime War, a spin-off mobile version of the popular AAA first-person shooter Payday, is now open for pre-registrations for Android devices. Officially licensed from Starbreeze Studio AB, the game delivers a 4v4 shooter-based heist management gameplay. Heist with buddies as you put your skills to the test in this co-op first-person shooter. Payday is a popular video game franchise that debuted in the year 2011 with the launch of Payday the Heist on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. The spin-off for the mobile was first announced in 2021, 2 years after developer Starbreeze Studios halted the development of Payday in 2019 owing to financial difficulties. The game was in development for 2 long years, now opening to parts around the world. In the game, players can join forces with friends, pick whether to go stealthy or loud in order to execute their strategy to pull off the ideal robbery. Each robbery will be unique, bringing depth and complexity to an ever-changing event, which will keep the game engaging. Joining a gang and compete in distinct 4v4 game types against other heisters from across the world. Climb the ranks, fight for city domination in an all-out crime war. As you progress, you can collect various weapons, such as heisters, guns, masks, and fantastic outfits to customize your loadouts. You can now pre-register on Android via Google Play Store, whereas iOS players can head to the Apple Store to access the game. I'll link this and we'll watch this, okay? Payday 3 is supposed to be coming out this year. That's what I'm hyped about. Well, take a look. Payday 2 was so good, dude. I can't wait for Payday 3. But if you're into trying that out on mobile, man, there is pre-register links down here below that video for the article that I just linked in chat, okay? Sunshine Shuffle gets a Nintendo Switch and PC release date. Today, Strange Scaffold released a new trailer for their upcoming title, Sunshine Shuffle. Crime drama mixed with poker is scheduled to release on May 24th for the Switch and PC. Check it out below. Oh god, dude. They put Animal Crossing with gambling. That's what this is, right? Gambling Animal Crossing? Yep. Yo, let's make a bunch of cute characters. Let's get a bunch of kids into a game and start making them gamble. Good night. That was different than I thought it was going to be a little bit. Sunshine Shuffle is a crime drama by way of poker sim featuring a cast of deceptively cute critters. As you bluff, call, and raise your way to the top, you'll engage your opponents in guarded banter and learn their peculiarities. What exactly happened at the bank heist 12 years ago? Why are your mob employers so keen on revisiting what seems like yesterday's news? Does talk therapy work? And is there really an interesting story behind Captain Fidelius's missing eye? It's a seedy tale told with equal parts intrigue and empathy. Play well, you can do your part to make the SS Sunshine your own. Spruce up this place with new decorations and props. Bop along to an all-new ska soundtrack from legendary musician J.E.R. With additional soundtracks from acclaimed composer R.J. Lake. Go wild and dress everyone up in unlockable outfits. This mystery isn't going to solve itself, so you may as well make yourself comfortable. The Sunshine Shuffle will be available on Switch and Steam for PC on May 24th for $9.99 US. Visit the official Steam page for more information or to wishlist the game. I'll link it for you guys. That's different. There you go. Marvel's Midnight Suns quietly cancels Switch launch. I'm not surprised. Switch port is no longer planned. Fireaxis has confirmed that Switch launch for Marvel's Midnight Suns has been canceled. though a release date for its launch on last-gen consoles has been confirmed. In a blog post, developer FireAxis announced that Midnight Suns will launch on PS4 and Xbox One next Thursday, May 11th, after its last-gen versions were delayed ahead of the game's release in December of last year. While a Switch version of Midnight Suns was also caught up in this delay, instead of releasing next week, it has been canceled entirely. Note that a Switch version of Marvel's Midnight Suns is no longer planned, reads the article, which does not provide a reason for its cancellation. I would just go out on a limb here and say that it probably has to do with how, downgrading the software to put it on Switch is something that wasn't working very well or just wasn't worth the time and effort. For all other consoles, May 11th will also see the release of Marvel's Midnight Suns Bloodstorm, downloadable content that introduces X-Men member Storm to the game as a playable hero. Bloodstorm will also add new missions to the game, which task the Midnight Suns with tracking down a missing mutant while battling vampires. Latest trailer for Bloodstorm arrived yesterday, May 2nd, teases the story while showcasing Storm in action. Let's take a look at this.
A year ago, the professor detected a mutant living here. A fierce young woman named Dahlia. According to the orphanage, she disappeared 3 months ago.
Do you think the vampires are hunting this child?
The city's most vulnerable population is being erased. Mutants and humans alike.
What are you so busy defending, Storm? These cast-offs are not your family.
Hard for me not to think Halle Berry whenever I think Storm, you know what I mean?
If we're going to take on Sin
and find Dahlia,
we need the reinforcements.
Look to the skies. Protect the children at any cost. That was half my power.
So, if you don't know about Midnight Suns, this is like, and FireAxis, obviously, XCOM game with card mechanics thrown in, obviously based around Marvel universe and characters. It's actually reviewed really well. I'll bring up Metacritic. I can't type. Yo, Kayla, what's up? We'll just look at the PC version. You're talking about like an 83 Metascore. That's pretty solid. 6.2 user. So you'll want to go take a look and see if you think it's maybe something for you or not. But that's what basically you're in for. XCOM game with like a card mechanic thrown in. And it's obviously Marvel Universe. Again, it reviewed pretty well, consensus-wise, but it didn't sell all that great, I don't think. So, kind of a weird situation there. But does look like previous gen versions for previous gen console are going to hit on the 11th in about a week, and you get the Storm DLC coming at that exact same time. Yeah, I'll link that. Yeah. It was a brutal one. It was a good game. I mean, man, the Kraken forecheck was really rough on us. You know, their forecheck was really good last night. I think the takeaway for us was that, I mean, Pavelski. That was Pavelski's first game back since the first game of the series against the Wild, where he got knocked out with a concussion, and he came back and absolutely killed it. So it's not like all was lost. Obviously, it would have been nicer to come out with a win last night, but it just means that we really got to buckle down and get a win in this next one to stay alive, really, and not get into a deep hole. But Pavelski, dude, he came back and he came back strong, and we needed to see that. So coming back from a concussion after being gone almost the entire last series, and then coming back with a really strong showing last night was really good. So loss sucks, but it wasn't an entire loss considering, that kind of thing. So we'll just have to see how it goes. I have faith. New Xbox Game Pass titles for console, PC, and cloud have been dated. Redfall, Ravenlock. How's your day going? Fuga Melodies of Steel 2, Weird West, and Shadowrun Trilogy. So all the games I just listed. So Microsoft has dated the next wave of titles coming to Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud gaming. Redfall joins the service today. This was out yesterday, yeah, and is pretty bad so far. Ahead of Ravenlock, which looks really, really cool, actually, on May 4th, and Weird West Definitive Edition, which hasn't done great, honestly, on May 8th. This Weird West has been out for a while on PC. They'll be followed by Shadowrun Trilogy on May 9th and Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 on May 11th. So the following titles will be leaving Game Pass on May 15th. Before we leave, Danganronpa 2, Hearts of Iron 4, Her Story, and Umurangi Generation. All right. If you need more, I'll link it. First wave of Xbox Game Pass May 2023 titles announced. Here, let's pause this, dude. Stop it. There are vampires. There are cult classics. There are different subgenres of RPGs as part of the first wave of Xbox Game Pass titles for May. Of course, Redfall is the big one, as the first-party game comes from developer Arcane under Bethesda and is so far a big, hot piece of garbage. Unfortunately, GameSpot's Redfall review notes that it feels like a game that should not have been released yet. The FPS sees players going in alone or with friends to defang vampires and their followers. Seems as though a litany of bugs and undeveloped loot system hamper the title. Per Xbox Wire, the other two day one releases for Game Pass to start the month are Ravenlock on May 4th and Fuga Melodies of Steel 2 on May 11th. Former sees you fighting with sword and spells in a 3D action game, while the former is a turn-based RPG. We talked about all this kind of already, but I don't know. If you can get more out of that article, that's kind of what we just hit on. So I'll link both of those, though. There you go. Game Pass is giving subscribers 5 2-week trials to hand out. Earlier in the year, Microsoft scrapped its long-running £1 Game Pass offer. Xbox has announced that Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass subscribers will be able to hand out 2-week trials for PC Game Pass. In a blog published yesterday, May 2nd, Xbox explained that subscribers will be able to invite up to 5 friends to access a 14-day trial for Game Pass, a subscription-based service that lets players jump into a selection of games without buying each title outright. However, the company clarified that invited users must be new to Game Pass to be able to use the trial. Subscribers will be able to issue trials by clicking the Give PC Game Pass button on the home screen for Game Pass. 14-day trial will come with all the benefits of Game Pass, will also include additional perks for a number of Riot game titles, including League of Legends and Valorant. However, it's worth noting that PC Game Pass library differs slightly from its console offering. You can check out the library included with the trial here. There's a link. Earlier today, so I'll link this for you guys. Earlier today, Xbox announced a number of games. Yeah, we already hit on that. Redfall's a piece of crap. We know that. Yep. NME gave Redfall 2 stars out of 5. And we hit yesterday about the fact that Dredge is getting a slew of updates this year, too. Yeah. So we'll see more about those updates as they come to us. But here you go. Yeah. I mean, it's 2 good teams going at it, and I mean that's what the playoffs are, and you know, it was a good showing on both sides. We came in too late. We didn't come into the game too strong. It was like we scored first, Then they scored, and then we scored, and then they went on a flipping tear. Their forechecking was really hard to keep up with, man, for a big portion, especially early game. It was a really, really tough thing for us to handle. So our defense just wasn't really doing the job they needed to do to stand down their forechecking, and the Kraken's got a really good forecheck, man. And if you don't do something to knock it down, then it's really brutal to keep to win a game. So we're going to take a look at this. This is the next article. 16 minutes of PC gameplay footage from The Invincible, the sci-fi thriller from the former The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk developers. We're going to take a look at this. I need to take just a couple minutes here. I need to do something real quick. Let me know if there's anything else in that we need to hit on. This is going to be the last article. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, and then we'll take a look at this, okay? All right, sorry guys. Sorry. Had to take care of something real quick though. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this. This game so far, what we've seen looks really, really wild. Really interesting. If you haven't seen, if you're not familiar yet with the Invincible, you'll get a taste of it in a moment. But YouTube's Saisu1 has shared a video showcasing 16 minutes of the gameplay footage from The Invincible. The Invincible is a new sci-fi thriller from from former The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077 developers. In this video, Saisu1, so basically, former developers from CDPR is what that is, right? In this video, Saisu 1 showcases all of the AMD FSR 2.2 modes that will be supported in the game. From the looks of it, the game won't support DLSS 2 or 3, or Intel's XeSS. Now, the good news here is that the game appears to be running smoothly at native 4K with epic settings. Saisu 1 was getting frame rates between 80 to 110 frames per second. The YouTuber has used an AMD Ryzen 9 3900X. In some scenes, he was CPU limited. The Invincible demo walkthrough, Gigabyte GeForce 4080, Eagle OC 16 gigabyte gameplay and FPS test. That's a chunky flippin' GPU though, dude. Starward Industries plans to release a demo for the Invincible tomorrow, May 4th. This will be a time-limited demo. It will be playable between May 4th and May 8th. Lastly, you can find below the game's official PC system requirement. Why is it going to be a time-limited demo? Why would you do that? Here are right now the Invincible PC requirements minimum. Talking about like an Intel i5 10400F or AMD Ryzen 5 3600, 16 gigs of RAM, a 1060 or Radeon 5600 XT, DirectX 11, 25 gigs of hard drive space. Recommended. Dude, that's it? That's all you need is 25 gigs of available space? It's not just for the demo, right? Recommended is the same processor, double the RAM though, a 2070 Super or 6700 XT GPU, DirectX 12 with same storage. Only 25 gigs? Huh. Let's see this. We'll just take some like quick peeks at some of the. I don't want to like ruin it for people, but oh, they got Afterburner overlay on too, so you can see kind of what they're getting here as far as frames. They have frames up? Yeah. They're getting like 100 frames right now. Again, but we're talking about. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see something. They're running this on a 4090. Is that what they said? I think they said they're running this on a 4090. 4080. 4080. So take that into consideration here. 4080. Dude, give me a break. Show me what I need to know. Why is it being like this? Jesus, dude. Oh my God. Give me a break. What resolution though? Does it even say what resolution they're running this at? Did it say? Native 4K epic settings. Native 4K epic settings on a 4080. Okay. My bad. All right, let's keep going.
Krauser was correct. Life on Regis hasn't left the water. Koval also. He said something about it. Androbot, Follow my instructions. Androbot. Oh.
That's their GPU is like
Dr. Gorski,
throttled.
if you make changes to the Androbot's algorithms,
97%, you know.
Oh, never mind. Oh, maybe if Artie, default position. I don't know what's wrong with you, buddy, but you clearly don't want to cooperate.
Cool.
Dr. Krauter, didn't you hear me earlier?
We're not gonna watch this whole
Doctor.
thing. Let's see some of the. I will link this for you guys, so you can watch all of it if you want. Again, the demo is going to be available tomorrow through the 8th. So, but you know, anybody can get in and just get a taste of this, see what it has to offer. It does look good. What are they getting now? I don't know what they put the settings at right now, but they're definitely their GPU is not getting nearly as utilized as it was. It's like at 55% now, average. Dude, come on. 130 frames.
I'm entering the research area. Clear for now.
Again, this is a 4080. That's a big old chonky GPU, dude.
What did they find here?
Oh, right.
But if you're running like a
Metal sticking out of the ground. Sounds
3000
but in this desert
series card or higher end 2000 series card, you shouldn't have very much trouble getting like
Dr. Gorski set out to investigate its source to find
high resolution 60 frames
Following the signal.
or even like moderate resolution, you know, 90 to 120 frames probably, something like that, depending on what you want to run your settings at for visual quality and everything, obviously. But it looks good. It looks cool. I'll link this for you guys. Take a look at it.
It's a journal.
I didn't want to spoil like the entire demo or anything, but it does look nice. Absolutely. That's the news, baby. That is the news for today. Good stuff. I mean, we kind of knew it's a bit repetitive right now because of all the bad releases. We talk about the same stuff a lot, but I mean, it's appropriate when we kind of have to address it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's the industry's got a really bad trend going on right now with the AAA space and the way they're bringing games to the table for us and everything. So I don't know. It's important that we talk about it, keep raising awareness about it, keep trying to get people to understand that, you know, if you keep buying into that, whether it be on release or pre-order or what have you, you're feeding the machine. And as long as they keep making money on these kinds of scummy, you know, releases and everything that they market up to be good but are actually trash, or they're gonna keep doing it. So it's not that there aren't good AAA companies out there doing good work, good development, but it does seem like it's getting fewer and further between for those types of companies and developers. Again, I mean, I have my own list of developers that I just won't buy into anymore. Whether it be at all or just, you know, I won't buy into them until I see that whatever game they're releasing is going to be something decent and worth spending my money on. And then there are those developers like Tango, for instance, that from everything I've seen from them over the years, I'm absolutely fine with buying into whatever they're going to bring to the table moving forward, as long as it looks like something that's interesting to me. You know, I don't have any worries about a company like that right now. So Not that that can't change if they do something bad in the future, but right now everything I've seen from them has been really good. So I think that's the thing that's important for people to keep in mind is if a company's done you wrong, then there's no point in you continuing to you know, back that company or buy into their products if they're not going to be giving you a quality product, right? And I think that's what we need more people to be kind of moving forward with in the gaming industry. Otherwise, we're just going to be continuing to deal with the same crap over and over and over of them giving us subpar products at premium prices because people continue to pay for it. You guys rock, man. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being a part of this. We're going to move on. We're going to do some Shadows over Loathing. I might log into Warframe real quick, but it won't be any kind of real gameplay. Just log in there and check some stuff out real quick. But Shadows over Loathing Day 2 today. Should be a good fun day. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for being you. Thanks for being a part of this all the time. I don't know. It's we've got Shadows over Loathing, and after that we've got Metroid Prime Remastered, and then after that we've got Tears of the Kingdom. You know, we're gonna be trying to throw in some community grounded gameplay. Oh God, guys, stretch. Try that stretch out. Woo-wee. Yeah, that felt good. We're gonna be trying to get some community grounded in. Keep trying to do some community Warframe stuff, man. Got some good stuff on the schedule here. So, I don't know if anybody's checking out this content or any of the clips out of this this news segment. Clips of anything else, whether it be from video gaming news, episodes of gameplays we've done, funny clips and highlights, whatever the case may be. You're enjoying the content, then I'd prompt everybody to come hang out with us whenever we go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. We've got an amazing community of people here, and you know, we'd like to have more like-minded individuals come be a part of what we do. So other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for May 4th edition of Video Gaming News. All right.